Hello, Las Vegas, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Golf at the Park, Angel Park Golf Club's weekly interview show. I want to thank you for subscribing, commenting, and liking these videos. We've about doubled our viewership in these last couple of weeks, and we're excited. We're just going to keep moving on, and I guess at this point, it's not even Hello, Las Vegas. It's Hello, Las Vegas and beyond. And on that note, we're going to jump right into today's episode and star of the show. His name is Ron Ruelos. Ron,
hey, how you doing?
Thank you for coming in,
No
man.
worries.
Really appreciate it. We're going to have fun today. And like every show, it's your turn to tell us your story. So
right.
Why don't you take us back to the beginning, give us a little bit about your background, and tell us when you got introduced to golf.
All right. Well, I grew up in the Bay Area, San Lorenzo. My dad was an avid golfer with his Filipino group, and I would see him play. I'm like, oh, okay. So I saw him playing. I'm like, interesting. He just plays with his buddies, and all right. So high school, around '97, my boys that I'm still friends with now took me out to Tony Lima 9-hole course, and it's hey, I don't have a set of clubs. Just walk the course, let's go.
So Tony Lima, little
Monarch Beach Monarch Bay Golf Club, yeah, and they have an 18-hole course and then they have a 9-hole course. So and then they took me out. It's a little 9-hole. And then it's hey, walk around. We're on the 5th hole. Is a short par 4. And my boy John goes, here's a driver. And as Manolo says, I smacked that. And that was a little bug, a little bite.
Yeah.
I was okay, this is fun. And then we kind of golfed a few here and there over the summer. And then went off to college. And then after college, I moved to Las Vegas, and then did a little corporate job, and then it's got my top flight starter kit.
How long ago was the top flight starter kit?
That was 2008.
Right, so 15 years ago.
Yeah, 2008.
You got your own first set of clubs.
Yeah, I went to the driving range on the Strip, right across. Well,
yeah, back then
there wasn't Town Square. There was no Town Square.
Right.
It was just, I don't even know what it was called.
I think when it first opened, you're talking about the par 3, right?
Yeah, the par 3.
Yeah, it's gone through a lot of name changes, but I want to say the first one it opened as was the Callaway Golf Center.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I believe that was the original name of it.
Yeah, so I would go there. My job was pretty much 9 to 5. Had my clubs in the trunk. Go to the driving range. And that was it. Hour, smack some balls. That's it. Blast nuggets, as my friend Jason would say. And that was it. And then I was scared of the course. I just wanted to just hit the range and hit golf balls.
Because it was easier to just make mistakes and go to the next ball and not have to be out.
Now, it's just, I'd rather play golf because you actually have, an objective. You have to put the ball in the hole.
Right.
Instead of just smacking the balls into the range.
So take us back to those days where you're just hitting balls down at the lit driving range. Would you spend an hour? Would you spend 2 hours?
Yeah, just a bucket.
So roughly about an hour.
Yeah, just a bucket, yeah.
And would you hit a bunch of different clubs, or did you just find yourself gravitating towards hitting the driver most of the time early?
It was mostly just a little bit of everything, but I didn't know how to play the game. I just wanted to just hit the ball.
Just hit the ball.
I watched a little bit of golf, so I knew what clubs were to go, how far. I'm I wasn't really a beginner because I still had a little bit of experience and kind of just watched golf. But
you haven't had the bug hit you yet. You're using it for entertainment and blow off steam.
Yeah, exactly. Just a little bit of exercise and whatnot.
And I want to go. We're going to cover a lot of the different groups you're involved with in town, golf groups and clubs. One of the reasons I've wanted you on for so long is that you are one of the hybrid crossover guys. I know you're involved in a lot of the groups.
Yeah.
And that's fun. But let's start with Mediocre Golf Club because you actually have knowledge of the guys from the beginning, right? So why don't you
Yeah.
tell us that story about Mediocre Golf Club, how it got started, how
Yeah.
how you knew those guys already.
So, well, I moved back to the Bay Area in 2010, and I was selling cars, and I I finally got to getting around with my boys from high school.
Same guys.
Same guys, yeah, same guys. My boy Ed, my boy Ryan Turtle. Shout out
Shout out.
Simmons Landscaping, Simmons with a Y. And we would play Redwood Canyon like every day, for some odd times, and we were kind of we were lenient with our scores. Okay,
I like it.
Lateral drops, mulligan every front or each nine. It was fun. And we still got scores, decent scores.
Right.
But
But you were approaching it from much more of a laid back, fun approach.
Yeah, exactly. Like hey, I shot 85, but technically we're
Right.
maybe a 92.
Sure. Yeah.
But still, and then I went to a Ferrari event that I got invited to, a race event, and I met John Morley. He's one of the co-founders of the Mediocre Golf Association, and which started in San Francisco, I think in 2012 or 2010. 2010, he had the first actual championship here at Legacy, and then they moved on to Boulder, Boulder Creek. Now they have it at Revere. But as far as I met him, and it's like my mutual friend that knows him, he's like, hey, he's like, this guy plays golf. It's like, and he just said Mediocre Golf Association. I go, I'm there.
Yeah, just the name alone.
Just
right?
the name alone. That's when I kind of got the bug and got really serious, because me and my friend Ryan Turtle, his name, AKA Turtle, we signed up. None of the other guys wanted to sign up because they didn't want to play tournament golf, whatever. But now they all signed up, from different chapters from the Bay Area, and we go to our first event, or we input our scores, the ones with the lateral drops and mulligans.
So you're putting in scores that aren't technically USGA handicap scores.
And then, but also with the MGA, it's a mediocre golf. So bogey golf is their 90 is their score. So if you say an index of 14, the difference of the 4 you have to add it to your score at the end of the round. So if you're a good player or better than mediocre, you're actually giving strokes.
Gotcha.
Not getting. So when we put our scores in, our first tournament, we were already 7 strokes down. I'm like, no, that's not, I guess, all right. He goes, yeah, we play that course all the time. We could just shoot an 84, and get top 10. No. 107 for me, and I think 107 for Turtle. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, we got to take our scores serious.
So that's when the bug really starts.
Yeah, that's when oh my God, so ever since I owe everything as far as my scoring and kind of just sports about the integrity from the Mediocre Golf Association, because there's no gimmies. Once you got to put the ball in the hole, don't matter. But then if you're a plus 25, 10's the max. But it's really helped my game a lot, and kind of just as far as seeing other players you got a 7? That was 2 in the sand. But I don't want to call them out or whatever. That's on them. But in the back of my hand, it's oh, that's God. All right. But whatever. But that was it, and then kind of just started, and then played 2 years there, and then moved back here in 2013. And then I found out that there was a Las Vegas chapter, I signed up immediately. And then there were 4 members of the Mediocre Golf Association.
Who were the originals?
Yeah.
Who were they?
Shoot, that was Louis Sawyer is the chapter leader back then, but he doesn't play anymore. Jason Gettrell, they all fallen out. So our tournaments consisted of maybe 2 tee times, so 8 players, 12 players. And then I think in 2016 we started getting some traction, and now we're 80 members now for 2023, and we have shotgun tournaments before now. So now before it was like 2 tee times, like, staggered. Now it's a shotgun tournament, and it's a blast, and we just do monthly tournaments, and we do, like, I guess it's a golf cosplay, if you want to put it that way.
That's a great way to put it.
We have the Rebel. It integrates the golf schedule too. So like Pebble Beach, we have the Rebel Beach Am. So no one's a pro. So it's gonna be, amateur, and your team concept, right? You still get a big check if you're low score, and then you get a dual trophy if you're the team that wins with the lowest score, and you try and match with your player or a theme. Where I've been going with movie themes, I did Ferris Bueller. Me and my friend Rago, who's a chapter leader at Henderson now, we did Wayne's World. So not necessarily like matching tops, but just themes where I was kind of going with on there.
That's so fun.
So I had the wig.
You had the wig.
I had the blonde wig. No one sees that. No one ever sees that.
You were Garth?
Yes, I was Garth. Yeah.
Let's go back just for a second to the legacy and how it connects to Mediocre Golf, because Kevin Swain, who is now the general manager at Durango Hills, has been on the show, and he was the tournament coordinator at the Legacy in those days. And I remember specifically, because we were sister courses, that I would see the Mediocre Golf Club file come up a lot, and Legacy was kind of their home course almost at the beginning. Yeah. And then I think we got a couple tournaments from you, and it's interesting because we haven't had Mediocre Golf out in the last 2 or 3 years. And so this is also my plug to get you guys back out to Angel Park, because
Let's go, Morley.
I know so many of you guys play out here. We just gotta get an event out here again, and I love that they're themed. That's so fun. So, yeah, Mediocre Golf is an interesting tie for me. So you're starting with them. And then there are a lot of other groups that you're involved with now. Tropicana being the most recent one, because they just moved to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Let's talk about 1 or 2 of the others that you've been involved in and how you joined those groups.
So there's another group out here in Las Vegas called the Hole Seekers Golf Association.
Hole Seekers Golf Association.
Yeah, and I just found them on Instagram through Nelson, Las Vegas Agent 702 is his IG.
We'll list all of these at the bottom in the comments.
Yeah, I seen his post, like, oh, this guy, and they have like a lot of I guess the DJ and music community of, say, the hip hop community, kind of the Jabbawockeez, who else?
That play golf or are
for Hole Seekers. Yeah, they have a few, like Nick No. He's a manager of the Jabbawockeez. He's played at the tournaments, and I just wanted to play with some Jabbawockeez.
Yeah,
really,
that's so cool.
Yeah, and they're all good. They're all great guys. I actually just played a tournament yesterday at Revere with the Hole Seekers.
How'd it go?
I shot 82.
A real 82?
A real 82.
Let's go.
And then so with the index of 14, ended up 68, and your boy got 3rd place.
That's awesome.
So
Congratulations.
3rd place, yeah. So it was amazing.
So you took home a little money.
No, just a trophy.
Oh, just a trophy.
Yeah, it's just it's like a fun little group that they have. They actually had I think an Arizona chapter, and they were here for 2 days. They had a Ryder Cup style. They played at Bears Best on Saturday, and then Revere yesterday. And I couldn't make it for Saturday, but so I played yesterday. But it was a great time.
Well, we'll be reaching out to the Hole Seekers because we have sister courses in Arizona as well, and part of the idea of this show is the same thing that you just said about you found them through social media.
Yeah.
That is where a lot of these links happen, and I'm guessing you met the Random Golf Club guys through social too?
Yeah.
So how'd that go?
So I'm a fan of Eric and his podcast, and I watched his podcast with Andre Iguodala and the office guy, Baumgartner. Is it Baumgartner?
Yeah, Bo Baumgartner.
Yeah, or David Baumgartner,
The guy who plays
who spilled the chili.
Yeah.
He spilled the chili. Yeah, that guy. And he's a stick. I watched the game, and then I found out the Random Golf Club was going to be opening up a chapter, and I saw a post. I think it's 2 years. 2 years ago, July.
They're going to be holding their 2-year event. If this show airs in the next couple of weeks, because we're a little bit backlogged, your show is going to air right around Random Golf Club's 2-year anniversary. Yeah. So it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, and they officially had. I missed the first meetup, which was at the golf range at the Strip, and I went to the second one, which is at Muni. And I met Brett, I met JR, I met Dylan. Well, Dylan actually, he was a MGA member, and I met him beforehand, and I didn't know that he was going to be at Random, and he showed up, hey, what's up, Dylan? So we already knew that we already had a little connection there, and I met all those guys. We did the Muni. It was fun, and I think that might have been the monsoon where we got stuck after hole 3, which, if you're familiar with Muni,
sure,
it's on the other end.
Yep.
Where we're stuck in the rain, so we had to walk
all the way back
to the parking lot, and we were drenched. We were completely drenched, but it was a damn good time.
Yeah, you still had fun.
Yeah. So, and I've been to every meetup since. We have the events at 5 Iron Golf. Where else have we gone? Durango Hills. So it's always a good time with those guys. It's really all about community, trying to just get people in the game. Like, their hashtags, all are welcome, right?
All are welcome.
So that's what we always try to do, just to get people involved in the game of golf.
And the opposite of, they're great. They're absolutely one of my favorites, and the first group that we really started working with at Angel Park.
And we appreciate that, Jed.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you guys. I tell everybody that JR and a lot of those guys, but JR mostly, has helped me learn how to do all of these things that I'm learning to do over these last 2 years. And it's fun. It's the community aspect of it is great. And what I wanted to point out is Random Golf Club, all are welcome. They approach it almost opposite of Mediocre, where their big rule is play it as it lies. You know, but they don't mind hitting bad shots. Another rule is laugh at your bad shots.
Yeah.
And they teach people how to fix ball marks and sand divots and I think and keep score. And what they're doing is just so good for golf, because they're mixing fun new golfers with the purists, and everybody enjoys it all the way through. And all these groups have their niche, and I think that's what's fun too, right? Because you're into all of them. And I just
want to golf.
You just want to golf. All it is. And we were talking, and I asked you about how you work on your game, and you said, I don't really work on my game until just these last couple of weeks. And that was all Tropicana based.
Yeah.
So tell me about which guys that you gravitated towards through Tropicana. Were they guys that you had met through that, or you had known previously? And then how does that end up getting you to work on your game and practice?
Yeah, well, shout out to the Trop boys that go to the range. Chris Roble, Mateo Gomez, who else? Craig Chu. Who else has been there? That's Jose. He's a beginner. He's taking his licks, but he has the bug.
Jose was just introduced to the game by Chris Torres.
Yeah.
And
Bogey Torres, definitely.
Yep.
Who else?
There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them. We usually run about 6 people deep on these sessions. We have the group chat going. It's like, hey, range, let's go. I'm like, all right. So the past 3 weeks I've gone, and practice with intent has really been eye-opening for me. Like, I watch, everyone watches the Instagram videos, the little snippets, and I just watched Melosi Golf. Shout out Melosi Golf.
Melosi Golf. I don't know of it.
He just showed me, I know it's there before, but the gate drill, 2 balls and hit in the middle. hitting the middle ball, and it just I'm actually hitting the
It's
center,
helped.
the sweet spot.
And you just played.
I've never
great.
found it before.
And you just played great yesterday, right? So
Yeah.
it's already started showing in your game.
Yeah. So at last Monday, I played with my new golf. I played and Dan. I played with them and Nahani. Yeah, all those guys.
Kevin
top guys.
Nahani.
Yeah. So last week I played with them at Rhodes Ranch Monday afternoon. You know, Manu's a stick, Kevin's a stick, and I shot a 79.
Wow! So you broke 80. Was that your first time?
No. I broke
still,
80.
I
broke 80 at Palm 2 years ago.
Here?
Yeah, but that was, I kind of just remember through the shoes that I wear, but yeah.
We're going to get to that.
And then, shot 79. Like, I remember hole 1 last week. Me and Manu had both good drives. We started on 10. So we had good drives, and I kind of overhit the pin. I got about 40 foot for birdie, and he had like a 10 foot for birdie. And I drained that 40 footer. And he told me when he got back in the car, it's like, when you made that, like everything just shut me down. Sorry, Manu.
It got into his head.
Yeah.
Manu's been on the show,
No.
and
I'm just
we
kidding,
love
Manu.
him.
Just kidding.
So he didn't say that.
No.
I love that.
No, but I still, it made him think a little bit harder on his birdie putt, which he drained though too. So.
He made it too.
Yeah, he made it too. So, yeah.
Yeah, he makes a lot of birdies. He made the birdie that won the Sunday bag at Tropicana's last Monday Night Mayhem.
You know what? That's why I did it, because I hit the birdie after her.
That's
I was
right.
the group.
That's
right. I was the group after Manu hit that birdie.
That's right, and you birdied it. I remember that. You had a good night that night.
Yeah,
you had a couple.
Well, that was a month ago.
Yeah.
I made some money that night.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
So let's go back before we get into apparel, because I know you're a kicks guy at the very least. But let's go back to your clubs, the Top Flight starter set.
Yeah.
When did you graduate from that? How? Why? Do you still own that set?
No. I think that's somewhere in Goodwill and hopefully it's being put to use.
You gave it to Goodwill?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love those stories.
So I graduated to a TaylorMade burner, and then once I got that, I was able to give that to my friend Ben, and now he's graduated onto better clubs because he's like 6'4" and he was playing with my club. So he finally got fitted and he's actually playing well. And then I got the R11s, and they're still in my bag. And no, Daniel Berger, you're not going to get those R11s.
Why does he want the R11s?
He plays with those.
Oh.
Yeah, I think in one post he's like, if anyone has these, I want them. Yeah.
Wow.
And R11s is what, 12 years?
Yeah.
10 years old?
Yeah.
So I still have those irons. They're the best. I don't have a driver in my bag. So I have a 3-wood, 5-wood, and then hybrids. Like Hybrid Mafia is my little crew within the MGA that just play with hybrids.
Yep.
I have 3, 4, 5, and 6 hybrids. So.
The 4-wood / hybrid when it had just come out was my favorite club when I was a kid, and yeah, they're fun to hit because they're easier to hit, and you can still put it on it a little bit and get some distance, which is fun. Let's talk about your shoes or apparel in general, because I know you're a sneakerhead. You even said just a few minutes ago you remember breaking 80 because of the shoes you wore.
Yeah, and I wore some Nike Hyperflights, some basketball shoes, courtesy. I put Golf Kicks on them. Shout out to Golf Kicks. You guys changed my life.
So Golf Kicks puts some form of a spike?
Yes, you screw it on to the bottom of your sole, make sure it's flat, and you actually can just play in any shoe that you want. So I'm a sneakerhead, so I have a lot of shoes that are classics and whatnot, and people, it's like, oh, you wear them golf course? Yeah. It's like, wear your shoes. wear your
That
shoes.
is so cool.
So yeah, and I remember playing in them, and then but I have a few favorites that I know that I can play and play comfortably in. But sometimes you just gotta kind of, put on some Jordans and on some golf cruises. But yeah, but I love shoes, and golf kicks really changed. And hit me up for the code. I have a code.
Oh, so you almost have a little sponsorship deal with them, where you at least can give discounts.
Yeah, I
out.
can give discount. Yeah.
That is so cool.
Because I started with them version 1, and they did a lot of R&D, and now they're on version 5, and it's the best version. Yeah.
Well, we'll add them also in the description, so you'll have links to go check those out. That sounds like we have a lot of sneakerheads. That's cool. I love that.
You might have them at the shop.
Yeah, we might need to get those in the shop. See, that's the other thing that's happening now is clothing companies are coming to us and wanting to get into the shop because of our push on social media and trying to follow all these different people that are just growing the game of golf. So that's great. You talked a little bit about how you were watching a little bit of golf back in 2010. Has that changed? How do you consume golf now? Do you watch a lot?
I do. I watch like yesterday.
So more than just majors.
More than just majors. So like last week, we played golf early morning tee time. Got home, watching golf, and then my best friend calls me. Chris, shout out, Chris. Ube won, shout out. He goes, "What'd you do there?" He's like, "Played golf." And what'd you do after? Watch golf. What are you, a 50-year-old man? I guess I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's addicting. You get to see these guys just play the game that you're playing at a much higher level, and I'm like, that's crazy how they can do that. Like, they hit bad shots like we do, but they can scramble like no other. That's what separates them.
It's incredible, and it's the only thing. Watching golf is the only thing, no matter how much I've been pushed away from the game in different ways and interests, the culture of golf and being a fan of watching golf is the two things that have never wavered for me. I've loved since I was little. Do you have any favorites? Any favorite players? Any favorite courses to watch?
Well, I love Tiger, Daly, Ricky. Like, those are the guys that kind of, watch growing up. Phil, but
yeah, so a little bit more old school.
Yeah.
That's my generation of golfers that we all liked, that are all honestly still playing well, but are old.
Yeah, I remember KJ Choi. I used to watch that guy.
KJ Choi.
Yeah.
What a great answer.
Yeah, he
was great.
He was stocky. Oh man, I knew he could handle the gambling too. I know he's a gambler. He's definitely a gambler.
So are you a gambler?
No.
Oh.
No. I used to be when I was working on the Las Vegas trip, but not anymore.
Yeah.
No more temptation.
It's a hard thing to do if you live in Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of people who leave Vegas because of gambling, that they just shouldn't live here. That's so fun. And then you also talked about how in the beginning you really were just going to the range to blow off steam. And now, recently, you've been, as recently as a few weeks ago, you've been working on your game a little bit more. How much do you think going out tonight, because even though this won't air on the same day, we're going to have another Monday Mayhem.
Yeah.
So you're going to come out tonight. And you just played yesterday, and you're going to play, knowing you'll play another time later this week.
Yeah.
How much of it is a balance between just blowing off steam and clearing your head and having fun and being competitive? Do you consciously think about either of those things while you're doing it, or do they blend together?
I just want to be. I just want to hit my wedges better. That's all. So I don't bring my full bag. I bring my little Sunday bag, pitching wedge, a wedge, and then 8-iron, and then maybe another like a 58. And that's all I hit at the range these past 3 weeks. That's all I brought. And
that's great for Cloud 9 too, right?
Yeah. So like tonight, I'm only gonna bring that Sunday bag with probably 4 clubs and a putter, So, but really, it's just just really focusing just on actually hitting the ball better. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all. Like, and having good time with the guys, because we have like 4 bays, and then we have like buckets. So someone takes a break, we get on that bay, and then someone takes a break. So it's really just
So you do get a mix of both.
Yeah.
You still find it relaxing
Yeah.
too.
Oh yeah.
Which is important for me to know about, and because that's what I'm concerned when people get bit by the bug. I want to make sure that they're always still having fun, because it's easy. It's easy. I speak from experience, and I think it's getting harder for a lot of new golfers, which is so gives me a lot of hope for the game. But yeah, sometimes it can bite you a little too hard, and it can start working against you. And I worry about that with golfers. And I think you're involved with the right kind of groups that almost make that impossible to happen anyway, right?
Yeah, I get a good mix of new guys, and then just sticks, and I can play with anybody. Like, that's I think I'm very patient, so whatever happens, and like, you hit a bad shot, say, hey, you got another shot.
Yeah.
that's a good thing with golf. You have another
There's always
shot.
another shot.
You always have another shot until it's the 18th hole. But
so you're definitely an aficionado in Vegas golf, and you've played probably all the courses by now. Have you traveled, other than back to home in the Bay Area? Have you traveled for golf much? Do you have golf trips you've been on, or favorite courses you've been out of the city or state to play?
Yeah, Glen Ivy in Corona. Glen Ivy and Hidden Valley are my 2 favorite courses in Southern California. Glen Ivy, just because they have a 18th hole. It's like 200 feet in the air, and you just blast away. Like, you could I would love just to spend a bucket of balls.
Balls just hitting from there.
Give me 2 hours up there and just, blast away. And then Hidden Valley is just a great course.
Where's Hidden Valley?
Corona or Norco.
So
area.
that's cool, because you don't even have to go all the way into L.A. or San Diego.
Just get on the
you
15
just got to get down the hill.
Just exit the Norco. You're right there. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah,
what are some of your favorite courses in town, and have they changed over the years?
No, they haven't changed. I love Rhodes, because I lived about 10 minutes away from there the past few years. Angel Park is always good. Like, the greens are always faster. That's the one thing that's amazing.
Our grounds crew is very, very proud of the greens and the green work we have.
Love it and hate it.
Especially the mountain.
Yeah. JR can attest to that. What else? I've been lucky to play Win. Shout out Dim Sum Panda, my boy Carl. He loves to gamble, so we can get out there.
He plays and
and then Southern Highlands I got to play once. It was nice.
Beautiful golf course.
But that was over 8-9 years ago, and it was for like a bachelor party of people that I don't even know. And funny thing, Oakland Metro, 10 some odd years ago, we played with a single, like me, Ryan, and I think Ben, we played with a single. And we were just talking, I told him I live in Vegas, whatever. And then we exchanged numbers. And then 3 years come down the line, I go, hey, he texts me, he's like, this is Ron? He's like, yeah. Like, hey, I'm going to be there for a bachelor party. I got an opening for Southern Highlands, and I know you play golf. Out of the blue. I'm like, say less.
Yeah, how fun.
say less. And I'm like, what do I get? Just pay the caddy. I'm like, all right, I am there. So I played with a random bachelor party where I only knew one person, and that's the game of golf. And all the guys that were there, all cool guys, just from playing. Like, damn, it just brought me to a random bachelor party.
Yeah, that's so cool. You mentioned earlier that you were afraid of the golf course at first. So
Yeah.
I'm going to guess the answer to this question, at least then, was the golf course, playing on the golf course and scoring. But over the years, I've wondered, it's probably changed. Are there things you would change about golf, or what's your least favorite thing about golf, if you have something like that right now?
I like the golf is humbling, you know, and as far as like accessibility, I get the accessibility part, you know, the country clubs, whatever, but the public courses, you know, I think maybe a little bit of the attire, you know, maybe lay low on the
Dress codes.
yeah, a little bit.
And that has started.
Yeah, and we appreciate that, but it's just as far as like, you know, you can't go out there with a polo.
Right.
Like, it's freaking 110. What are you gonna?
Yeah.
You know, I get the tank tops. No tank tops.
Right.
You know, no guns out. You know?
Right.
So, but yeah, but that's the only thing. Slow play, but you know, that's always gonna be gonna be there. That will always be there, no matter, you know, if you're gonna stroke players, Kepka.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What's your favorite thing about golf?
If like with the accessibility, like you can play on the best courses, right? Like people can play St. Andrews, people can play Augusta. Like you can't play, like no amateur player can play at Yankee Stadium, right? You can't go on Allegiant and play a game of football with your homies,
Right.
right? That's the one thing that I love about the game of golf, because you can actually
go play where most of the pros.
Yeah, like
can
Pebble
play.
Beach.
Yep.
Like you can say, like, I hit it under the tree, like where Tiger was. You know, you can do that, and like you can say that. Like you can't say like, oh, I hit it to second base on
Jeff
Yankee
Jeff
Stadium.
Kawana was on the show, and he said one of his favorite memories of playing golf was when he got to play Pebble.
Yeah.
That's a lifetime memory that
Yeah.
for a golfer is pretty cool.
Yeah, and that's what I want. That's probably number one on the bucket list. Like I played Wolf Creek. You know, like that's the video game.
That's the big course.
Yeah, the big
that
course
everybody
out there.
knows.
Yeah. So, but I actually like Falcon Ridge better. So
shout out Falcon Ridge. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a couple, Sand Hollow. There's a couple of golf courses I think
Conestoga's good.
Yeah, that are almost better tee to green.
Yeah.
But you got to play Wolf Creek once.
Yes.
It's just because it's fascinating. It's a really odd and neat golf course.
Screw that uphill par
different.
3.
I think there's a couple holes that people would say that too.
That's the only one. 200-yard uphill par 3. I'm like, what?
Ron, this was fun, man. I appreciate you coming in.
that's fun.
I hope you had a good time.
I had a good blast.
That's going to bring us to the second segment of the show. We call it our Par 5. We're going to ask the same 5 questions to every guest and just come up with different answers, because they usually lead to more discussion, and they're also a lot of fun to hear everybody's different answers. So are you ready?
Yes.
Shot number 1, and I know you've watched the show, so you've had a chance to think about some of these. What's your favorite golf movie?
Tin Cup and Happy Gilmore. Those are
Good
the 2.
answers. Why?
Gust of wind, Romeo. I always say that.
I
always say that when it's like, yeah, you didn't make it, but yeah, gust of wind.
Gust of wind.
Snapping of the ball.
Yep.
And then just, you know, actually him in the trailer with all the gadgets on.
Yeah. When the doctor comes in.
I'm like, yeah, that's still true today. Like, you seen all those Instagram videos with all those, the butt or the swim, the pool.
Yeah.
Pool toys. I'm like, you don't need all that. But then also, what part was that?
They're all so great. It's
Or
such
the
a
range, you know.
quotable movie.
You turn your hat around. So yeah, it looks super. Like,
put everything, all your change in one pocket.
Yeah.
In one pocket.
Yeah.
And he says, hitting chili dippers up Lee Jansen's behind, and he goes, you're doing it already. What are you worried about doing it again? My favorite Romeo line. There are so many. is when Don Johnson says, "You got a pool?" And he goes, "It's a spa." And it's a little inflatable. That's great. I love that movie, and I think it's the most realistic movie as far as golfers go.
Yeah. And also, like, who's gonna remember you hit that?
That's
you know?
right.
Or they're gonna remember that moment.
Your 13, right? Yeah.
Everyone's gonna remember the 13. Like, no one's gonna like who won last year's Masters.
Yep, it's so great.
Is it Scheffler? I think it was Scheffler.
I love that. What's your favorite club in your bag and why? And that changes. So why don't you just tell me what it is right now?
It is my TaylorMade Burner Hybrid 3.
Yeah, you mentioned that earlier.
It's my favorite club. It's what I use to tee off.
So
before.
you use it more than the driver?
Oh yeah, I don't have a driver. Yeah, I don't have a driver in my bag.
Oh wow, that's fun.
Yeah, because I inherited a driver from my dad, and it was a senior flex, and I was able to hit that thing. And then once I got rid of it, I don't know why I got rid of it. I started tinkering with drivers, and ever since then, I couldn't really hit a driver. It was probably my 30% club, where I've learned, always hit your 75% club. Like, always hit that. Like, one that you can actually rely on. So my 3 hybrid was my 70%. It's probably my 85% club. And I have 1 in the bag, and I have 3 in the garage of that same model.
So you've got backups.
Yeah, I have backups. Where I just found one recently at Golf Galaxy for $20. I'm like, do I need it? No. Do I want it? Yes.
We've had a couple different people on that have named their favorite club. Does your club have a name, or do you refer to it as a he or a she, or?
Well, this isn't my favorite club. It's my oldest in the bag. It's my 4 hybrid, same model. I just call it the Old Trusty.
Old Trusty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it'll really just get me out of anything, and it's good.
It's a universal club.
Yeah.
Question number 3, shot number 3, my favorite question of the bunch. I'm going to give you a dream foursome to play 1 round of golf with. You can pick any 3 people, golfers, athletes, anybody. Who are you picking to play your round with, and where are you going to go play golf? Which course?
So my dad, Tiger, and Michael Jordan at Grove 23. Make it happen, Jordan.
At Grove 23, yeah, on your course. He's not a gambler, so he's no threat.
No,
that's probably why he wouldn't play with you.
Yeah, they have just been Nike and Jordan have been influences a lot in
your whole life.
My whole life. Like Nike Golf and too, like as far as like their scripting for like their players. Like back in the day, they had the scripting. They would post their Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for their players, and that's really stuck in my mind. And as for the MGA, for the Las Vegas MGA, I actually do we have a World Championships here. We're about 400 golfers from all over, because there's about 90 chapters in the MGA. And 2 in Australia and 2 in, I think, in Europe. I think.
Wow, so MGA's gone global.
Yeah. So they all converge to Las Vegas in November, I think second week in November. So we actually always try and have like 8 to 10 golfers from our chapter. And I kind of, I guess, creative director of making making the kits. So I've been doing that for the past, I think, 5 or 6 years. And I've been trying to doing the Nike scripting for just for me, and then just showing it to all the players that are in the kind of playing in the championships, like just to show them what they're wearing.
Right. Question number 4: what's your aiming fluid? So when you're out on the course, what were you drinking yesterday in the golf course? Is it always the same thing?
It's always the same thing, but as far as yesterday, it was too hot to drink anything, so I just add water. But a good margarita beforehand is good, and then that's pretty much it.
So you like just one drink to loosen up at the beginning?
I don't really drink much, but in fact, the only times I actually have drunk in the past few months is than golfing.
at the golf course.
Yeah.
Well, and some people think it loosens them up, really
Yeah.
believe that, and then some people won't touch it, even if they are drinkers, because it hurts their game. So that's why the
it could
question.
be, if it's going bad, then you can just like drink it
Have
away
a couple,
and then have fun or have more fun,
Right.
And turn it around, But I haven't really gotten to that point.
Right.
Yeah.
Question number 5 could be a little embarrassing, but I want you to be honest if you can. Have you ever been, or are you still, a club thrower or a club snapper?
I throw clubs to kind of go off the green. If you have the wedge and your putter, I kind of just throw it off to the green, and that's kind of.
But that's just for convenience.
Yes,
That's
for convenience.
not
And
because you're.
I give a little torque in there, but nothing to where I throw it out of frustration and throw it to like the cart.
Right.
Just give a little flick of the wrist. But that's it. Yeah, no.
That's
No.
it.
Yeah, nothing. Nothing major as far as me throwing clubs.
So you don't find that you have a temper or any problems with anger on the golf course?
It's just when I hit my shot, when I hit a bad shot, you just say, Ron, what the?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, like you have your next shot. Like yesterday, I had a top drive and I was able to find it in the bush, and I just poked it out, hit my 5-wood to near the green, chipped it up, bogey.
There's always another shot.
Like people would have been just so pissed off from that top shot, or lost ball. I found it, just chopped it up, and then got a bogey. And like the guys in the fairway got,
Right.
I think a double.
Yeah.
So like they're looking at me. It's like, how that guy did a bogey?
Right mindset.
Yeah. So
Ron, my guy, thank you so
Thank you.
much, man. This was fun.
That was fun.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. And thank you for watching. All of these different links and Instagram tags will be listed below. Go check all of these people out. Really, really neat stuff. And Ron casts a wide net with people he's involved with. And that's one of the reasons and things we love about this golf show, is that we may not be connecting these people, but we're trying to highlight all of the people who are connecting with each other in the golf community. And that's a lot of fun. So thank you again for watching. And until next time, hit 'em straight from your friends at Angel Park. Cheers.